Take a breath. Welcome to Space to Exhale, the podcast, weekly inspiration for self-care and soft living. I am your host, Lisa Hurley. I'm a 5-time Anthem Award winner, second-generation Reiki master and community builder, and I'm the author of the book, Space to Exhale. Through healing modalities like breathwork, affirmations, and meditations, I'll guide you on a life-changing journey to help you know yourself, love yourself, be yourself, and create much-needed space to exhale. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Space to Exhale, the podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Hurley, and I'm here to remind us all to slow down, take a breath, say no to hustle culture, and yes to a life of ease. And now let me introduce today's guest, my good friend, Anta Gueye-James.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here.
All right, so Anta is the founder of Zanayah Group. I hope I pronounced that correctly, Anta. Right, Anta is the founder of Zanayah. Zanayah Group. Anta is the founder of Zanayah Group, a firm specializing in liberation strategies rooted in uplifting human capital and applying Pan-African ancestral wisdom. Academically trained in economics and international development studies, Anta has served as a senior policy advisor to the government of Senegal, international NGO country representative in West Africa, and policy advocacy and management executive for private and public entities in the USA. She's a polyglot project management professional, a sharp strategist, a certified neuro-coach, and the best-selling author of Shattered American Dream. Anta sits at the intersection of policy, social justice, and liberation, dedicated to empowering the African continent and its diaspora through culturally anchored innovation. Having healed from corporate abuse and severe burnout, she has a special commitment to Black women and our anchoring journey towards centering softness and joy and elevating our best fearless selves without sacrificing our health, peace, or sanity. Ooh, Anta, welcome.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to be in conversation and community with you, Lisa. And hi to everybody.
Same here, same here. You know the drill. You and I have spoken many times, and I know that you have been, in the audience, in the comments for many of these shows. So you know what happens next. We are going to take a moment to exhale. And this is for us and the audience. We're all going to take a moment to exhale, get grounded, get settled, and then we're going to move into our conversation. So take a second, close your eyes. If your shoulders are feeling a bit tense, if they're up by your ears as earrings, right? Lower your shoulders a little, drop them down. Move your head very slightly from side to side, back and forth. Relax your forehead, relax your eyebrows. If you can, relax your jaw a little. And now, inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And again, inhale and exhale. And one more time. Inhale deeply and exhale. Now we're going to open your eyes and we're going to focus on today's affirmation, which is I am building a soft life rooted in rest, restoration, and self-reclamation. And as we go through today's episode, everyone just keep that idea, this affirmation in mind. I am building a soft life rooted in rest, restoration, and self-reclamation. And so, Miss Anta, let's go. Let's take it back. Let's take it back because a lot of people don't know that you and I have actually known each other for years at this point, right? Mm-hmm. You were one of the OG founding members of the Great Exhale, which oh my gosh, you're dear to my heart because of that. And from the beginning, you didn't just like join the community. You became a member and then you were in there, you were active, you participated, and also took time to pour into me personally, which really meant a lot. So thank you retroactively for all of that. But when you think back to that season in your life, what made you join the Great Exhale? Like what were you seeking, and what made TGE feel like a place that you wanted to be a part of?
The Great Exhale is something that I will always be grateful for because it came at a crossroads in my life. At the time, I was in the middle of deep depression, burnout from work. And it was also at the time where we were seeing so many Black women leaders pushed out of work, victims of harassment, discrimination, unfair treatment, etc. And I was one of those women. And at the time,
I'm so sorry.
I was at a very low point, and I really needed to be with my people. I needed to be in a place where I didn't need to explain, where I didn't need to debate, where I felt understood, and where everyone understood that Malcolm X was right when he said what he said about the Black woman and her status in America. At the time, I had already moved to Senegal, but what was happening to me were the tentacles of white supremacy in America. They had found me all the way home. And so the Great Exhale was a place where Black women knew, Black women supported each other, and Black lightened the load and gave each other joy, which is something society doesn't do for us on the regular. So that's what the Great Exhale was for me and what it meant at the time.
Yeah. I'm so happy about that because that's why I built it.
Yes.
I mean, exactly what you said there, because, clearly I'm a Black woman. I have gone through what you went through. Sometimes I'm still going through it. Right. And so I just felt like it was something that was needed. And if, so often we find that the personal or individual is actually general or collective.
Yeah.
So I figured, okay, if I'm going through it and, then I realized a few other people in my circle were going through it. I'm like, okay, this is definitely needed. But to hear that, somebody who at the time I did not know, right? You and I know each other now, but at the time we did not know each other. To hear that you picked up what I had put down, really, really, really means a lot. And I'm so happy actually that, the Great Exhale brought us into each other's orbit, and that we have, grown close and remained, become and remain friends. And, I'm so grateful for that. So yes. Friendship and sisterhood is what it is all about all the time. Yeah. So let's talk about today's topic is from an empty cup to the full self, right? And so the phrase pouring from an empty cup, it often, is focused on what we no longer have to give others, right? And so what has living on empty or running on empty cost you?
The first thing that comes to mind is time. It has cost me time with myself. It has cost me time with the people I care about. It has cost me precious time with my daughter. I had my daughter when I was 39, and I was in the middle of, big, bad leadership women doing everything. And I remember sleep training my daughter. I sleep trained my daughter. She started sleeping through the night, only waking up like maybe once, and then going back to sleep.
Yes.
Sleep trained her. I had all these books and things. I sleep trained her, but I had to be honest with myself. I didn't train my daughter for the sake of sleep training. I sleep trained my daughter to gain time to give to my work.
Oh,
And that's just the honest truth. She would
that
go to
level
bed.
of honesty, girl.
Yep. She went to bed at 6:30, 7 p.m. And I rushed back to my computer, open, and here I was doing it for the man.
And meanwhile, you're like, wait, but I could have cuddled with my daughter a little longer, or I could have, but no.
Right? Yeah. And I remember when she was really little, like she was like 1 or 2, she would take a book, put it on her lap, and do this. So she was actually mimicking her little.
She was trying to be like mommy. Yes.
And I was like, oh, no. This is not what you want to be, girl. No, this is not what you want to be. So the time, I think, definitely cost me time. Yeah. Time to pour into myself, time to learn. I'm an avid learner. I love to read. Time to pick up a book and just read and feel good about that. And then, of course, health. I mean, my health has definitely suffered, both physically and psychologically. Burnout comes with anxiety, depression, and it's just dark and gloomy. And all of those things, I think, came from pouring from an empty cup. I didn't have anything else to give.
Yeah. Wow. That's deep for you to say that you sleep trained your daughter to get more time to work. I'll tell you one thing. A lot of people would not admit that. I give you 100% respect for admitting that, because I know that you're not the only one. No, you're not the only one that has done that for that reason. Because on the surface, it sounds, there's a nobility and I can't think of the word, but there's, you've accomplished something by sleep training your child, right? And it's something people brag about and boast about, and it's a big milestone, but like everything in life, there are layers to it.
Yes.
So it's all of those things and that underlying reason. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Good. Anyhow, moving on. So, what did you have to stop doing or change, or, what beliefs did you have to change? What do you have to start accepting before you could even think about filling your cup again, or, think about putting anything into your cup?
Yeah. So I think the first thing I had to let go of was the idea that I have to. I don't have to. I don't have to do anything that I don't want to do, or anything that I feel is not aligned with me, my higher self, my best self, the self that protects my peace, the self whose soul is full. I don't have to. And I live in a society that always puts so much on us.
Yes.
African women, Black women, women in general. Society puts so much on us, and a lot of that stuff we don't have to. So that's become my new thing. I'm like, well, in order for me not to continue pouring until I'm empty and be expected to pour, I'm going to stop being who society thinks I should be.
Yes.
And start being who I want to be. And if grown people around me are hurt by that, well, they're grown. They can go ahead and regulate their own emotions. That's not my job. And
listen, you're a neuro-coach, right? They can hire you.
They can hire me. I'll help them regulate all of that. I'll help them. Thank you for the tip.
I'm just saying.
You know, it's really that. It's doing away with the pressure that society puts on us to be what is in their best interest but doesn't serve us. So it's really that. I have had to understand that from all aspects of life, I have choices. And if I'm ready to face the consequences of my choice, and that choice is made with a clear mind, and I know this is what I want, then that's what I want. I'm not going to take somebody else's choice and eclipse my own, then face consequences that aren't mine. So I don't have to. That's it. That's how I that's how I deal with it.
I get that. And so another part of today's topic that I want to focus on is the full self, right? So we talk about, filling our cups, but if your cup is empty, then I think your self is also a little empty. The truth of who you are. So how do you define the full self? How do you define it? I don't know, maybe academically, because girl, one thing you can do is study, right? One that you love is some research. How maybe do you define it formally, and how do you define it personally? The full self. Yeah.
So I'm gonna first thank you really quickly, because what you just did reminded me of my dear mom, my late mother, because she used to say that to me all the time. One thing you're gonna do is study.
It's true though. I love it. I absolutely love it.
So you just gave me a great memory of her. Rest her.
That means she's here. You know that, right?
Yeah, I'm sure she is.
That means she's here. So hello to Anta's mom.
Yes, my dear mom. So it's interesting because for the longest, I've always been very in tune with that idea of a full self. But I only recently realized that I hadn't met my full self yet. I just met my full self this past December. For me, full self is your physical self, your mental, psychological self, and your spiritual self coming together as one. And that's what I call your higher self, your best self.
Right.
The reason why I say I only met my higher self this past December is because, so I'm 49, right? So I have all these things going on, including menopause or premenopause, whatever, whichever one it is. The one that makes you a little bit crazy is what I say, but I like it.
All of them make you a little crazy. Well, first, but I have to say I understand that you might be 49. Your face says differently. Right?
My face says otherwise.
Your face says otherwise. Your face is giving 30 something. So, but I'm just saying.
Thank you.
I'm just saying.
So last year, I had all these things going on. Like work was crazy. Handling the house. As a woman, the entire emotional burden of running a house is on you. So I had gotten to the point where I felt like a balloon that was about to pop. And I just said, I have to go find myself, because I feel like I'm losing myself right now. All of these things that are going on are not feeding my needs as who I am right now, what I'm trying to be, what I'm working on being. I needed to go isolate myself. So I'm extra, just so you know, I'm mad extra. So what I did was I booked a 21-day retreat in the mountains of Nepal. And I told my family, I was like, I'm about to go. And when I go, I want to hear about none of y'all. I don't want you to call me. If I don't call you, that means I'm good. If I die, they'll call you. So, don't call me. I don't want to talk to anybody.
Like that. Yeah.
I mean, no, honestly, like as I was going, I was honestly really about to pop. Once I got there, I didn't do that. I did call them and see how they were doing and everything. But I get to Nepal. I was very high up in the mountains at a retreat center. And I went to an Ayurveda retreat.
Yes.
So Ayurveda, Indian Nepali medicine, which everything is natural, and they're very much in tune with personalizing everything. You as a person are different. And so what you're going to need is going to be different from some general population stuff. So I went. High up in the mountain, the air is very thin.
Yes.
And I found that it gave me incredible focus and clarity. And I was doing meditation. I had this yoga guru that I met twice a day, 6 a.m. for yoga, afternoon for meditation or sound healing. We did forest bathing. We did all kinds of things that were new to me. But when I tell you, I found myself, and everything came to a head for me. I've always seen my academic and professional background as very eclectic. I'm a very transversal person, cross cutting person. But everything came to a head, and it was like somebody was telling me all of the things that you've gone through, whether personally or professionally, was for this very moment. My spiritual self, my physical self, and my mental, psychological self met each other. And when they met, that is how the idea of Zanayah's Haven clarified in my head. I had been carrying Zanayah Group and Zanayah's Haven for years. But it came in clearly. It was like you didn't go through all of this for nothing. You went through all of this so that your own journey can benefit others. And I've always believed that. So Nepal, I call Nepal the place where my sunken pit became a nurturing cave. Because the first time I came, my first meeting with the doctor, he told me to draw how I felt. And I draw a pit, and I was at the bottom of that pit. And outside was the world. There were flowers, there were people. So sometimes things are great, but I felt like I was in a pit.
Yeah.
And after 3 weeks, he brought me back and he said, "Can you draw where you are now?" And my pit turned into a cave. I drew it, but horizontal. I was sitting and the flowers were inside this time. And I told him, I don't feel like I'm lost in a pit. I feel like I can retrieve into a cave and meditate, feel well before I come back. So that's how I realized that I have finally met my whole self. Those 3 parts have finally collided in the best of ways.
Yeah, it's like an integration of them.
Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So having met your higher self or your full self, do you feel any different now? Okay, so you're off of the mountaintop. Right? You're off of the mountaintop. You're back in quote unquote. Listen, on the mountaintop is easy, right? Not saying that the mountaintop kind of experiences are easy, right? Because those can break you in the best possible way. But I think you understand what I mean. Because you are away from your regular responsibilities and so on. You are able to go to that kind of depth where you can meet your highest self, but then you don't have all of the things that normally pull at you and all of the responsibilities of your life pulling at you, right? So you leave the mountaintop, you go back to regular life. How do you handle that?
So the way I like to describe it is that society would probably call my full self the villain. And the reason why I say society will call me the villain is because now I call it my unapologetic self. My self that is committed to peace, protecting my peace. But the reason why I say society will call it, oh, she's in her villain era, is because now I know how to say no. And I don't feel bad about it. Now I know that I no longer buy into the notion that self-care or placing myself at the center of my own life means I'm being selfish. I'm not selfish. I'm normal. I'm my full self.
Yes.
I call it the one that doesn't do things to please others when those things are not aligned with me or are detrimental to me.
Mm-hmm.
If it pleases you, but it's detrimental to me, then it's not good. I'm not going
Yes.
to do it.
Yes. Yes.
I also call it the villain because I have I have found that
Mm-hmm.
a society that cannot manipulate you makes you the villain.
Girl, yes.
Society or a system cannot manipulate you, they will say you're the villain.
That you're the
Anybody
problem. Yes.
you're the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who's had those interesting HR issues at work where all of a sudden,
Of course, that's exactly where my mind went to, the problem employee, right?
there you go, knows what I'm talking about. Generally, if you're the one who would speak the truth, not be manipulated by a system that's put in place or a system of injustice that you are expected to carry,
Mm-hmm.
if you speak against it, you become the problem. So they'll make you the villain because we cannot manipulate you into carrying the system of injustice or inequity that is actually the foundation of this workplace. So that's why I call it the villain era. But
Yes.
it's a villain I'm okay with. I like that villain. It's kind of like Killmonger in Black Panther. That was kind
Exactly.
of, and I'm in my Killmonger era. There it is.
Oh, I love that. Yes, yes. Okay, little side quest, little side quest. What do you
Yes.
think about the oh my gosh, I'm completely blanking on his name, but the actor that's going to be the new Black
Jealous.
Panther?
I'm so excited. So first of
Right?
all, let me tell you how much I cried when Chadwick Boseman passed.
Yes,
It
too.
felt like somebody I knew
Mm-hmm.
had died. And God knows I don't know Chadwick Boseman, but it felt like
Yeah.
someone I knew. It felt like my
It felt like
brother in
family.
arm or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I feel like that movie had brought so much. It's just we're finally portrayed in the way we deserve to be portrayed.
Yes,
A movie
yes.
that honors our greatness and our power as Black
Mm-hmm.
people. So I'm really excited. I mean,
Yeah.
I know I've seen all the, the internet is a wild place. Like,
Yeah.
why does it have to be him? And I mean, why not?
But he actually he's an excellent actor.
He's an excellent actor.
He
Yes,
really
he
is.
is. So I'm
Yeah,
excited. I can't wait
yeah.
for this new Black Panther to come so I can wear my big boo boo and my big,
Listen,
star, my coming to America outfit and, go to the theater and act
yeah.
blackity black.
Black. Because I still remember I took a selfie that day. I think, many people took pictures or selfies or whatever when Black Panther came out. I had a huge head wrap and, big gold earrings. Just the whole thing, the regalia,
Yes.
because it was our moment. It was our moment,
Yes. I
you
love
know.
us. I
Yeah, I
love
love
us.
us. I love
You
us.
can't, our swag is God given and nobody
Unmatched.
can take it away from us. It's
Right.
unmatched.
Unmatched. Okay, so all right, now we're back on track away from
Yes.
the side quest. So thank you for bearing with us, folks. I just had to ask that question because I was interested. So all right, we're talking about soft life season, right?
Yes. Yes.
So are you in yours? Are you in your soft life season now? Or
So
are you working towards it? Yeah, where are you?
I think I say I'm easing
Mm,
into mine.
mhm, mhm.
And for me, um, my soft life season is finding and living in my ikigai. So, ikigai, the Japanese concept of the intersection between what you love, that
Yes.
you can make money with, that
Mm-hmm.
is helpful to people, and
Mm-hmm.
that I think is what you love, you can make money
Mm-hmm.
with. It's helpful, and there's one fourth
There's
thing,
one other thing. Yes, yes, I'm blanking on it right
and
now,
it's like
which is
that
bad because I wrote about it in Spain sex
middle
still.
there. That middle is what I feel
Yes,
like I have finally found. And
yes.
I realize that we can live a whole life and not realize, well, how do I make all of these things collide and I can
Mhm.
finally live in that middle. And to me, that middle is my soft life. Um,
Mm.
Now, that is not to say that your ikigai cannot burn you out. I feel like it can, because sometimes we jump out of the corporate cage, and as an entrepreneur, we build a whole new cage, and we're all up in
You're
there,
telling.
burnt out because of your own doing. So I really caution all of us that soft life doesn't mean it's going to be all easy and rosy, and soft life also requires work. But
Yes.
it feels good when your work is something that you love, something that wakes you up in the morning, something that keeps you going. Because when you do something you love, when the going gets rough, you keep going.
Yes,
When
yes,
you're
yes.
doing something you hate, when the going gets rough, you'll quit. Because you'll be like, why? Why would I?
Yeah.
I'm sure all of us remember that one particular day, or several days, or several months, or several years for some, where you wake up and your stomach is in knots at the idea of going to your job. Your stomach is in knots at the ideas of going to see the people that you know are working for your demise, but you have to.
Yes. But
You
you
know,
have to go.
you know what they're doing, you know what they're saying, you've seen the emails, you've had the phone calls, but you have to go. And sometimes I remember waking up, sitting at the foot of my bed, and I would just, my whole body would be defeated. But
Oh,
then I was like, but I have to go. I have no choice. I have to go. So you're coming into work with incredibly low vibrational energy, and nothing good can come of that. But when you found your ikigai, you look forward to waking up.
yeah, yeah.
5 a.m. but 5 a.m. Is it 6 yet?
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Latrice, our good sis, just put it in the comments for us. So it's what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can get paid for.
Exactly.
That's it. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what you're
Yes.
good at. So
Because shoot, I love violin, but I am not good at it. I have never.
you and me both. I didn't tell you about the violin I had bought, right? It was a viola. I had it for 4 years in the same, it never got tuned or anything, because I had convinced myself. I had convinced myself that I was going to be this big violin player. This was in the 90s when that lady, I remember where she was from. And she was in all the rap videos doing it. She was in that.
Yes. I remember.
It was her. She was the one. I don't know who you are, but that was you. You made me believe I could be like that. I don't even know what happened to that viola. I think it ended up on eBay somewhere. Somebody got a brand new viola.
You got closer than me. At least you had one.
Yeah, I bought one. I told you I was extra.
But shoot, we got a dream, right? We have to dream.
Yes.
We have to dream. And so actually, I wonder if you thought you could because of Orikis. Now,
Orikis.
The likelihood is a lot of people who are watching and listening do not know what Orikis are. So would you mind explaining to people what Orikis are?
Of course. So Orikis, I think for people who are based in America, Lovey Jones is probably somebody who would have introduced them to it in her own way. So she used to do these things where she would talk about somebody, oh, this is Oprah of the House of Winfrey, and she would pretty much say all these great things about the person. So that was her introduction. But the way it's done here, so by the way, for those who don't know, I'm based in Senegal, westernmost country in Africa. The way it's done here is by griots. So they are great storytellers whose skills were passed down from generation to generation, and they are walking orally. And they are walking history books, walking encyclopedias. And what they would do is when there are like ceremonies or family gatherings or whatnot, they would come and they would pick a person, generally the person they think has most money. Because when your Oriki is being said, oh honey, you will open that bag and start making it rain because you're so happy. And they will
Yes.
start it from you, and they will start going, you, the daughter of whom, the daughter of the daughter of. And when they hit one of your ancestors that was a great warrior or a king or somebody who they will say what that person has done in history and keep going. And so orikis are really a great self-esteem boost.
Yes, yes, yes,
Because
yes,
they'll do it to children too. Like, you know, if
yes.
there's a child there, they'll tell the child. So the child knows what descendants what this whose descendants they
Right, who they are descended from.
are. Right.
And also, is there an element of like speaking life for children in particular, not only for children, but especially for children, speaking life into their future? Like, you know, we see greatness for you. Here's what you're going to do, or like the meaning of their name, all that kind of thing, right?
So of course, you know, I mean, there's a little bit of pressure in there's a little bit of pressure in orikis now, because you know, when you're standing there and they're telling you what all your ancestors have done and how great you are, you're sitting there like, I better not be not great, because I don't want the oriki to stop with me.
Right, exactly.
They did all this, and then when they got to answer, you know, she didn't do much, so you know, that's
right.
That's where oriki ends.
They're like, they're like, okay, we'll skip over Anta and go to the next one. You don't want that. Right.
There's that little bit of pressure, but actually it's good pressure, because you know, I always say a child that is born in Africa will start their lives with this kind of practice, right? Oriki. So something is always being poured, something positive is always being poured into that child. You are great. You come from greatness. You can achieve greatness. And so that child grows up to be somebody you can't really minimize or crush, or because they're very they're standing into their belonging. They're standing into an identity. They were forged. What I find unfair is that when a Black child is born in a country where they're minoritized, like in the United States, one of the first things they learn about themselves is, oh, you come from slavery. First of all, that's not necessarily true, because I think anybody who's very interested in history and African history knows that before old boy Christopher came around and claimed to have discovered America. So I don't know how you discover a place where there's people already, but anyway, that's another podcast. But great seamen and explorers from the continent had already made it to America before he did. So anyway, but if a Black child is born in America and they go to school, the first thing they're told about themselves is, oh yeah, you come from slavery. So imagine, it's the same way you could have poured an oriki into a child. You take something away from that child.
Yes.
It's like the Pygmalion effect. If you pour positivity into a child, they can make them great. But if you keep taking, you can actually destroy their lives. So that's what I feel is a shame. And I invite all the parents to, do your own oriki. You don't have to be a griot to do it.
Yeah.
Learn about yourself and pour into your child. Tell them how great they are and how they come from greatness and how they can achieve greatness.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is a wonderful, wonderful idea. And you know, so I only learned about orikis as sorry, is the plural of oriki or orikis?
Oh, I don't know, because I think oriki is probably Cuba. It's probably the Nigerian way. In Wolof, the national language in Senegal, we call it tag. Tag means to elevate somebody, to speak to somebody. So those are different words, but it's the same thing. it goes to the same practice.
Same, right. Thank you. So anyway, so I did not grow up with the practice of oriki. You know, I grew up in the Caribbean. However, I grew up in a Black majority country, and therefore I grew up with the practice of with the experience of I don't know how Caribbean parents do it, because they praise you and they keep you humble. I don't know how they do it. Right? You know what I'm saying? because they simultaneously teach you not to be big-headed and think too much of yourself. But at the same time, they're always telling you, their version of you is kind, you're smart, you is important before we knew about that. So I grew up, you're smart, you can do it. Oh, you're so talented, and part of if you got an A, well, we would like you to get a B. Mm-hmm. Part of it was pressure. Part of it was also because we know you can.
Yes.
Because we know you have the intelligence, because you're so smart. You're so capable. You're really, you're kind of like borderline genius in this area. You have so much talent there. You can push yourself further because we know you can. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. You can think of being anything in this country. Like I was not interested, but I grew up knowing that it was possible for people who look like me to become the leader of the country.
Yeah.
Right? Fast forward now, and so somebody like Mia Motley, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I did not want to do it, but I knew that it was possible for somebody like me to do it. And now here's somebody, right? She's head of the country.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. And so that changes how you approach life. And I think when sometimes people who, have not grown up with that kind of upbringing have to deal with, the colonizer class. The colonizer class doesn't know how to deal with people that they expect to be humble. Right? That are not humble. And so I don't know what to tell you, but I know who I am.
Yes.
I know who I am, and I know what I'm capable of, and I know that I'm talented. And I'm not saying that I'm, the best person in the world, but I know I'm a good person. I know what my talents are. I know what I have to offer. And no, I'm not going to be humble. I'm not going to be braggadocious, but I'm not also going to minimize who I am and what I'm capable of. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that's okay.
I agree. One of the reasons that I made that decision, my daughter was born in the US, born in Rockville, Maryland. Mm-hmm. And the decision to leave, I took, she wasn't 4 yet. It was right before she turned 4. She was 3.5. And we moved to Senegal. I don't think I will ever move back to the US to live. I don't think. But there were many reasons why I made that decision. And one of them was because I felt that as a Black child, the United States was not safe enough. Yeah. I just didn't feel like it was.
It would crush her.
The things that I would have to teach her were not things that my parents had to teach me. Growing up in Senegal, when we had the talk, it was something about sexual education. It was something about how you should carry yourself as a girl, and now that you have period, and be careful with that. That was the talk. In the US, the talk is
how you stay alive.
And how you stay alive if the police pulls you over. And I was like, I don't want to have that conversation with my daughter. I don't want to teach her. At the same time, I'm trying to teach her to be proud of who she is, to teach her that who she is a liability. I just couldn't marry that. I just couldn't. And I was like, I want her to have the same foundation that I had, so that when she grows up, if she decides to go back, at least she'll be equipped with all the oriki she needs.
Exactly.
If somebody tries to tell her you're a liability, you this and that, she'll be the first one to crush you before you crush her. So
absolutely. So I want to talk a bit about Zanayah's Haven and what you are building there. So in January 2027, which is coming up very, very quickly, Zanayah's Haven is going to welcome 15 Black women to Zanzibar, Tanzania, for the inaugural Soft Life Nomads Rest and Restoration Retreat. So you describe it as 9 days of revolutionary rest that is not an escape but a foundation.
Yes.
So tell me everything. Tell me about it. Tell me about the idea. Tell me where it started. I mean, you told us a little bit about when you were up on the mountaintop, right, in Nepal, and you got the first idea. And then from there, like, tell us more about, okay, why is it just, only 15 Black women, which, I don't mind. I think it's a wonderful idea. Yeah, tell us more about how it all developed.
Yeah. So Zanayah's Haven is going to be doing more than that nomad retreats. But the nomad retreats are what's going to be happening parallel to us working on a brick and mortar Zanayah's Haven, which will be on the continent, a place where people can go and have what I was able to have in Nepal. So the nomad retreats, the first one is Soft Life Nomads. It's dedicated to Black women because, like I said earlier, I feel like my journey, your journey, the journey of so many Black women have been similar in the past few years. And we are tired and we are done. Like we are done. And I thought about us pouring from an empty cup for so long. And I said, but who is going to pour into us? And that's how the Soft Life Nomad Retreat came. I said to myself, a small group is easier to give everybody the attention they deserve. A large group is easier for people to hide. It becomes impersonal. So a small group of 15 gives you a sisterhood versus a travel group. Nothing against travel groups, but if you want to
each has a different purpose. Each has a different purpose.
Different purpose. We wanted to have a sisterhood that comes together, that we can pour into, that can pour into each other, and that can go back equipped after a reset, equipped with tools to continue on a journey. Because restorative rest, when you've been pouring from an empty cup for decades, is going to take time.
Yes.
A one-shot retreat is not going to fix it. But a one-shot retreat can equip you so that if you make the commitment to yourself, you can use the tools that you've learned to get yourself on that journey to your higher, best, healed, rested self.
Yes, yes. Because I see, so for example, you did your retreat in Nepal, and that did not instantly become this retreat, but it sowed the seeds.
Yes.
It sowed the seeds, and now you're built. Now you've built it. So, the retreat is following the arc of release, discover, connect, become, and it includes brain coaching, cathartic writing, spa day, just all an appreciation ceremony, which I think includes a Reiki, if I'm correct, right? And a camera, just all the things, girl. Like, how did you even come up with this program? How did you decide? How did you curate this specific experience? Because look, you were on the continent. You're on the continent. There's a million, billion, trillion things that you could have chosen. Why did you select these specific activities for this inaugural retreat?
So I thought about the things that bring joy. And I also thought about making neurogenesis the foundation of this retreat. And when I say neurogenesis, it's the ability of the brain to produce new neurons. The brain is not a hardwired organ. It's not a hardwired thing.
Yeah.
Through neurogenesis, so regenerating it and producing new neurons, and through neuroplasticity, which is creating new connections between these neurons, we can actually rewire our brain, which is what brain coaching helps people. Now, neurogenesis has a number of things that promotes it. The way, when I was in this training, our instructor taught it to us in a way that's very easy to remember. So the alphabet, LMNOP, the part LMNOP of the alphabet, that is what promotes neurogenesis. The L stands for love and laughter. M is movement. So exercising, whatever kind of exercise you like. I mean, if you turn on some music and start dancing, that is actually good to promote neurogenesis.
Okay, good.
N is nature. So being in contact with nature. I remember when we were at university and we used to, I don't want to say make fun, but we used to be like, oh, look at her. She's a hippie. She's a tree hugger. Well, she was onto something that we weren't onto. Actually, hugging a tree promotes neurogenesis. Contact with the tree. Walking on grass, bare feet. Walking on sand, beach sand, bare feet. All of those things. Gardening, your hand in that soil. Neurogenesis. My older sister loves that. She's the one who got that from my mom. I'm horrible at gardening. And then the other N is novelty. So the brain awakes in the new. So trying novelty, trying new things. So that violin, hey, it's never too late. If you do that, that'll promote neurogenesis. Just do it alone in the house. It doesn't matter.
Girl, I need to move out of the house I'm in because I'm in an apartment. My neighbors.
Your neighbors. Yeah, okay. So let's
in a new house and then I'll practice some neurogenesis with the violin.
Well, the LMNOP, the P does not stand for police, so we're not going to do that. We're just, you'll see. It is
the
not.
P stands for peace for my neighbors.
Okay, LMNO. The O stands for omega-3. And omega-3 is actually something that our bodies do not produce. We have to get it from our foods and so on. So sardines are very rich in omega-3, salmon, walnuts, etc. So you get that from food. And then the P is the most important thing you can do for your brain, which is pause, i.e. sleep. Because it's in deep sleep that your brain actually goes through maintenance, taking the things, this needs to go to here, this is not needed. It's if your brain never does maintenance, it gets crowded in there and you start getting brain fog, what we call brain fog. So these LMNOPs are going to be the foundation of the retreats, the soft life retreats, and also of the center when it opens. Promoting neurogenesis by creating an environment where these are key, the foundation. So the food that will be made at the center will follow omega-3 rich diets and making sure that we are eating well, because there is a connection between our gut health and serotonin, which is the feel-good hormone. A lot of people might not know, but 70% of the serotonin that is produced in the body is produced in the gut, not in the brain. And so people are like, well, then how does the brain know that I have enough feel-good hormones? The vagus nerve. That's the connection between the gut and the brain. So
Anta, hold on. When are you coming back? When are you coming back? Because no, I'm just saying. We have to talk about this some more. This part of it.
Yes.
The brain gut connection and the blood brain barrier and I'm just throwing out phrases that I don't know what I'm talking about, but you know what you're talking about. But this is all not only fascinating, but it is really good information. And if you are interested and available, I would really love for you to come back and let's delve more into this, because what people don't understand, and look, you and I are, I don't even want to sound to say into soft living, because that minimizes it. Soft living and pursuing and creating a soft life is very important. It is a practice that you have to pursue and curate, right? And that is part of it. But I used to work actually at a vitamin retailer, a lifetime ago. And so I kind of learned a little bit about some of what you're talking about. And when you mentioned omega-3s, I was like, wait, I remember learning about that, all those years ago. And it's so important, but it's something that a lot of people don't know about, the connection between omega-3s and brain health. And no, this is not any form of, medical treatment or diagnosis or anything, but it is said that that can therefore help with depression and mood and all of that. And I think it's important that we delve some more into what you're talking about, into neurogenesis. And so, yeah, if you're interested, feel free to come back, but we'll talk about that after. That was another side quest, but I get excited and then.
No, I would love to. I would love to. But anyway, the Soft Life Nomad Retreat really is to pour into Black women.
Yes.
To give them an opportunity to release, to give them an opportunity to learn how to regulate their nervous system, and also to be able to go home with tools that sets them on a journey to success when it comes to caring for themselves, caring for their health, caring for their peace, and also taking that step towards the woman who they want to be, the woman they deserve to be, their best self. So that's really what it is. So like you said, 15 women, single occupancy, everybody gets their own room because we're grown. So,
yes.
If we cannot want to promote pause and sleep and then put you with another person.
In a situation, with somebody that you don't know, you're not comfortable with it, because then you actually would have to spend part of your time masking.
Yep. And that's the thing. If you want to retrieve to your room because you're feeling like, okay, I'm a little overwhelmed right now, you can retrieve and just regulate, right?
Yes.
15, Zanzibar. Zanzibar is beautiful. This will be my third time there. And every time I'm there, I feel calm. Like the people are so nice and the place is so beautiful. It's a regular country, like a lot of times when we encounter tourists, they're like, well, it's supposed to be pretty and just pretty. No, it's a regular country. Like there are regular people who live here every day. They're not living on
living and working and
right. So it's just a very authentic place, beautiful. And we still have a few spots left for January. So that's 16 to 24. And we've opened pre-registration for August 2027 because of
so what I want to know is, what I want you to share with the people is, how do people, book? How do they get in contact with you? Where can they find more information? Like, what is the process?
So right now,
the only reason why I haven't booked child is because I have a 9. It really is actually only because I have a 9 to 5. So I don't think I'm gonna have no PTO at that time. That's the only.
We need to get you out that grind because you have so much more to offer. You need to be off that grind and on your own.
Don't say that too loud, because Latrice is on this and she has been telling me for 2.5 years now. It's like, you need to lose that job. It is limiting you.
Okay, we'll talk about that offline, because maybe your colleagues are on here listening.
Moving on. But so tell people how to register, book, all of that.
Yes. So you could go to rebeldecolonizer.com. So it's www.rebeldecolonizer.com. And there is a tab there for the Zanayah's Haven retreat. So if you go there, you will see the info packet for the one in January and the pre-registration for the one in August. Or you can DM me. If you're on LinkedIn, you can DM me and I will send you the info packet directly. And then if you have any questions, you can DM me as well, and I will answer those.
Yes, and I put your LinkedIn up on the screen if anybody wants to DM.
Because of a few things. Either, you
pull that back.
Either you are not delegating enough. And if you're not delegating enough, maybe because you don't have someone to delegate to, you haven't identified the people you should delegate to, or you don't trust the people that you should delegate to. Or you are surrounded by people who are not doing their job optimally, or are not where they would be doing their job optimally. So I don't believe in coming into a place and just firing everybody. No. But I do believe in coming into a place and doing skills matrixing, figuring out, is everybody where they should be in order to be their optimal selves. Sometimes you have person A at spot C and person B at spot D, and they need to be rotated in order for the work to be done optimally. That I believe in. So those are for me, for a leader, learn how to delegate. Also, I used to use block emails a lot, like block time on my calendar a lot. So I would block certain times where this is the time where I do this. And if you send a meeting for that, I'm not doing it. This is the time where I work on this, because people will always try to put things on your calendar, and you have to give yourself grace. Understand that you cannot be at a meeting 8 hours a day. When do you work? When you go home. And when you go home, your family needs you. They don't deserve your crumbs. And then your job gets the loaf. Your family should get some of the loaf too. So let's delegate. Let's block time on our calendars. And when you're tired or sick, take the time and take care of yourself. I was one of those leaders who would say, I don't have time to be sick. And my doctor would be like, what do you mean you don't have time to be sick? I'm like, I got work to do. I don't have time to be sick. And he would always say, but if you keep working, you're only going to get sicker. So we as leaders really need to have that grace for ourselves. So hopefully that answers the question.
Love that answer. And Daniel, if you have any other questions or anybody else, just drop them in the comments and we'll get to them after the episode. But for now, we are unfortunately at the end, Miss Anta, but this was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's always such a great time talking to you and chopping it up and remembering things, remembering and reminding ourselves of things. So thank you.
You're most welcome. And yes, this is it for now, but we're going to chat about you coming back for sure.
Yeah.
And folks, everybody out there in the audience, whether you're team live or team replay, thank you so much for joining us on Space to Exhale, the podcast. Goodbye for now. And until next time, remember that you deserve time and space to exhale. Bye for now. Thank you for joining me on Space to Exhale, the podcast. If today's conversation resonated with you, please subscribe, follow the show, and leave a review. Every rating, review, comment, and share helps more people discover these conversations about rest, well-being, healing, and living with greater ease. Join me live every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook, or catch the replay wherever you listen to your podcasts. To stay connected between episodes, visit spacetoexhalebook.com, subscribe to the Gentle Breath newsletter, and explore my award-winning book, Space to Exhale. Until next time, remember, you do not have to earn rest. You do not have to justify your joy. You do not have to prove your worth. You are already worthy of love, worthy of care, and worthy of having time and space to exhale. Ashe.